So these things that I put in, which I was showing y'all, I had to make the brackets for. Thank God I know how to weld and fabricate a little bit. But these things are working amazing. I played it yesterday until I got the amps like pretty warm. I kicked them on for about 30 seconds and like the amps were just surprisingly cool. So, and I do have them on pull where they pull in through here and blow out that way. But yeah, they seem to work great. But hell, let's get into our daily video. Good morning, everybody. Today's video is brought to you by still nobody. I ain't no sponsors yet, no nothing. It's just me with an iPhone. Me with a little bit of knowledge in an iPhone. Damn, maybe I should start a Patreon. Somebody send me $1 here and there. But anyway, guys, good morning. I shot a couple videos for TikTok. I'm almost to 1 million followers on there. I need less than 10,000. Even though I'm demonetized on there, so I'm not making no money no more. I still think it's cool to get to 1 million. Or I'm so close I can taste it. But anyway, today I want to cover a subject I see a lot of questions in groups on for people that don't know, and that's a little bit of talk about enclosures. I know I've done an enclosure video, but there's a couple things I just wanted to cover. And a lot of people had no idea what the difference is between a 4th order and 6th order. So we're going to get into that. This is a 6th order back here. I got 415s in it. But right there, yeah, I got my finger on it. That's a port. And there's a lower chamber down here. They fire down into a lower chamber. This up here with this big square, that's top chamber or front chamber. So with this being a 6th, it has a ported lower chamber or rear chamber. Now, a 4th order will be sealed. So you'll have a sealed airtight chamber, yeah, right down here. And I don't know anything about 4th order. I know they're sealed. I don't know how to do the math to design one. But I am really good at designing these 6th orders. I understand how they work, and there is a concept to how a bandpass works in general. And the easiest way I have found out to explain how a bandpass works, and a lot of people say this front chamber up here ain't important, and I very well disagree. That front chamber is very important. And one way you can test this theory is to get your phone playing music and just stick it down in a cup. It'll get louder. And that's exactly what this front chamber does to your bass. All the sound comes out of the rear chamber and it gets amplified in that front chamber. That's why it's important, but that's how a bandpass works. They give you some amplification there. And I love them. I love a bandpass. I mean, I have never had a 4th order. I have only built one and it turned out surprisingly good. And I actually built it for a Maserati. One of my friends had a Maserati. The little factory sub in the rear deck, like, wasn't doing anything for him. He wanted a bigger amp in the car. And I installed a system in it, and we did bigger amp on mids and highs and sub. And we did like one little 8 back there and a 4th. And he listened to a lot of rock music and everything, so I tuned it kind of high. It was a very nice little setup. But anyway, that's just the difference, you know. If you look in, you see subs mounted like this, and you look around and see no port, unless it's a very well hidden port, then it's a 4th order. You see a port in the back, it's a 6th. Myself, I prefer a 6th. I've been in both builds that are windy. It just seems like the 6th is always windier. And I really like the way they work. Now, another question I'm going to get into is, can you design this for me and design that, or help me with this? Guys, anybody that's good at something, don't do it for free. I have helped people, you know, I get people message me all the time and they'll buy a design for a 6th from somebody and they'll be like, it sounds like crap, can you look over it? And I will look over and I'll be like, hey, you need to make this smaller, or you need to do this. But as far as designing for you, I don't like to design for people. I have designed quite a few 6-storters, and I've had really good results with them. This is the first one I ever built, and I did my homework on how to design one, and it works great. My wife's little blazer works great. And I've designed a few more for people that work great. But I'm not like Drew Jones and these other guys out here, you know, running CAD software. I'm not going to send you a 3D rendering of your enclosure and a cut sheet list. I don't do that, dude. I design all my enclosures. You know, I don't have programs on a computer to do this crap. I do it up here, and I use a tape measure, a pen, a paper, and the calculator on my iPhone because I'm bad at math. Actually, I'm okay at math. It's still a lot easier on the old iPhone calculator. But I'm picky about who I design for because I don't want to design for somebody who has no idea what 1728 is. You know, if you know, you know. So if you don't know the concept of 1728, you have no reason to be out there building an enclosure that elaborate. You know, for you young guys that are new on here, or you older guys that are new to the base head world, build a small box first, like a small ported enclosure. You know, learn how to do the math to find your cubic foot of airspace. You know, get it in your head that you need to, when you're making your first layout on the first board to cut, after you've calculated all of your airspace, make sure that however big that piece of wood is, you've also taken into consideration your 1 or 2 layers of wood that's going to be on each side of it, and make sure that you calculated internal dimensions. You know, these are all important things. And that's why it's really important to learn what 1728 means. You know, you got to get all that in your head. Like, hey, I need to do this from internal measurement and how to figure that out. And, you know, after you've built quite a few regular ported enclosures, then you can step up to doing a wall build. But I'm picky on who I design for because if you don't know what 1728 is and you're not an experienced builder, you have no reason to be tackling something like that, you know. I've talked to a lot of builders or designers, like Thomas Torelli. You know, he does a lot of 6-storters. Chris Kyle, we've talked back and forth extensively about 6-storters, and even Thomas is like, man, I hate designing for people because they will mess things up. And I mean, I've had that happen with ported boxes. I give somebody, I'm like, you know, this is how you calculate your airspace, and you need to build the enclosure to this size. Well, they did that, but they didn't like the fact that the slot port had to go in and curve to get the length right. So they changed the port entirely. They changed area and length. And they're like, this enclosure sounds like crap. What did you change? The port. There you go. And by the way, guys, for the new people here, I keep referring to 1728. That is the mathematic formula that you use to find cubic foot of airspace. It's something you can practice, like pull out your calculator and type in, say your height is 12. You always go in inches, so 12 inch times 12 inch deep times 12 inch wide, and you divide by 1728, and you're going to get 1. So height times width times depth, divide by 1728. That will give you your cubic feet of airspace. And the reason I said 12 tall, 12 deep, 12 wide, that'd be a cube. 12 inches is obviously 1 foot, so 12, 12, 12, 1 foot. 12 times 12 times 12, divide by 1728, you get 1. I know the number by heart because I've been building enclosures so long, but that's what you use. But the show this Saturday in south of the border, South Carolina. As of now, the Blazer might be going because, you know, I told you I found the air intake temp sensor. It was hidden underneath the alternator. plugged into the pigtail, but it was just laying there. It wasn't in the intake. It was hidden really well. And we found it. We plugged it in, and the wife drove that thing for like an hour and a half yesterday, and it did not give one hiccup at all. She said the thing ran like miraculously great. So she's going to take it out again today and test drive it. And if it does good today, we're probably taking it to the show Saturday. But anyway, to the 5 or 6 guys out there that watch me religiously, man, I thank y'all. And I really do appreciate you watching me on here. I'm still a long way from getting my hours to getting in the creator program on here. But, I mean, I keep trying, guys. You know, hopefully it's something that just takes time. I mean, I've talked to Big D Wiz, and he said it took him 5 years of doing YouTube to get monetized on here. So I don't think it works that way anymore. I mean, I had to have 4,000 hours of view time in a 12-month period. So I've been at this really hard for like 2 months now. I got 10 months to go. And if I don't make it in a year, then I'm probably not going to make it. That's a lot of view hours. A lot of view hours. So anyway, thank you guys. I just wanted to kind of give everybody a rundown over the whole enclosure thing. You know, I mean, people get paid to do that. Look at Drew Jones. He's making a living pretty much off of just designing enclosures. Man, I'm a tattoo artist for a living. I don't have time to do it for everybody, you know. That's why I charge a little something. Because my time is valuable and I spend so much time at work. That's why I design closures, really, is when I'm at work. If I'm not tattooing or drawing, then I have free time to do stuff like that. But thank y'all for watching, everybody. Peace out, and as always, base on, and have a great day.